just finished watching an excellent documentary series about the history of the Romanov family in Russia. If you don't know who that is, it's the family that ruled Russia for the 300 years immediately prior to the Russian Revolution. So the original royal family, I guess, was some kind of Viking or Varangian nobility who were called Rurikids, and then after they got replaced, we got the Romanovs. And it includes people like Peter the Great, Catherine the Great, and Tsar Nicholas II, who was the one who got killed by the Bolsheviks along with most of his immediate family. So I had asked probably 2 weeks ago on Twitter, does anybody know a good source, like a book, something, history about pre-20th century Russia? Sir Write a Lot, Alexei, SlavicLore, all the same person, recommended this documentary series. It's in 8 parts, and each one is about 50 minutes long, and it was produced by a group called StarMedia, which is headquartered in Moscow, and I think they produced this series for Russian TV. But they also paid for it to have English overdubbing. So the narrator is speaking in English, he is a native English speaker, and most of the stuff on the screen is translated into English. But if you know a little bit of Russian, or if you can read Cyrillic, that'll really help too. It is an excellent documentary series, and it's extremely dense. For someone who no longer watches garbage like the History Channel, but I have seen that kind of stuff in the past, the first 15 minutes of this series had more information than an entire hour-long program on the History Channel. It is really nice because it expects a lot of you, the viewer. It has high standards. They're going to give you a lot of information. They're going to repeat themselves, not during the program itself, but like when they start the next episode, they're going to kind of cover how they got there. The whole thing is really good. The first 7 episodes were excellent. The last one, which mainly detailed the end of the Russian Imperial monarchy and the rise of the Bolsheviks, that one was kind of rushed. I think maybe because that stuff is still sensitive for a lot of people who are alive in Russia today, so they wanted to kind of skirt like the most, controversial aspects of it. But in all the previous episodes, they get right in the middle of it, and they really give you the bloody history of what happened. As a note of caution, I would say that it appears that StarMedia is a private company, but I'm thinking they're probably pretty deeply in bed with the Russian government, because this documentary is definitely an apology. It's apologism for anything bad that you may have heard about Russian history, and it's definitely nationalistic, and it's pro-imperial monarchy. It's a very favorable coverage of the Romanov family. All that being said, you, as an intelligent person, have the ability to see through all that and understand when they're kind of, like polishing up the rusty spots for their own purposes, and it doesn't really detract from the overall value of the work that they've produced. So I would give it, 9 out of 10 stars. It's probably the best historical documentary series I've ever seen, and I'd really like to thank Alexei, Sir Write a Lot, SlavicLore, for recommending this to me. And I hope that if you're interested in Russian history and you don't know anything about this time period, or if you're like me and you knew a little bit about it, but most of it was just kind of a big foggy mess, and you want to learn a lot more about the particulars, it's good for anybody, basically. If you think that Russia got Donald Trump into the White House and that they're going to take over our country, then you should watch it too, so that when our new overlords get here, you can ingratiate yourself with them. So it's perfect. It's good for everybody, right? So thank you for your time, and I hope you take a chance to watch it.